Hey third graders, today our I can statement is, I can solve word problems requiring 2 steps and tell if an answer is reasonable using rounding and mental math. So we've got a lot going for us in this lesson. Here we go. So our first problem we're going to do is a puzzled penguin. We love puzzled penguin. He does not know what he's doing, so let's see what he did this time. Luther had 11 sheets of colored paper. There were 6 red sheets, and the rest were blue. Today, he used 2 sheets of blue paper. How many sheets of blue paper are left? Okay, so Puzzle Penguin says, I did 11 minus 6 equals 5. Now let's think. Is that correct? What is his mistake? Wanted to give you a little bit of time to think about it. He didn't do the second step of the problem. He took the whole amount of sheets, so we had 11 total, and then he took off the red sheets, so that's good, right? Okay, so he used all of the red sheets because we want to find out blue, so we have to get rid of all of our red sheets, and this means that this is how many blue sheets he had. But then he took away 2 more blue sheets from the 5 that he already had. So, Puzzled Penguin, you forgot to do the last step. 5 minus 2 equals 3. So he had 3 pieces of blue paper left. You can't forget the second step, Puzzled Penguin. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's our next problem. There are 15 fish in a fish tank. 12 have stripes, and the others do not. How many more striped fish are there than other fish? Remember the first step of solving 2-step word problems. Read the problem, picture it, understand it. I think I'm going to draw a picture. There are 15 fish, so I'm going to draw 15 fish. So I have my 15 fish. I drew an array to make sure that I had 15, so my array has 3 rows and 5 columns. And 3 times 5 is 15, so I have 15 fish. Next part, 12 have stripes and the others do not. Okay, I'm going to draw that. 12 have stripes, the rest don't. So I have 12 striped fish, and 3, it looks like, are not striped. So now I have to think about what is this question really asking me? How many more striped fish are there than other fish? Okay, think about it. What are we going to have to do? So the first thing I have to do is figure out, okay, how many fish are not striped? Now I drew the picture, so it was really easy for me to see that there's 3, but you could also do the equation. So in order to do that, I would just take my 15 fish, subtract, get rid of all the fish with stripes, which is 12, and that gives me 3. So I know that 3 fish don't have any stripes. That's my first step. Now that I know how many fish are not striped, I have to figure out how many more fish are striped. Many more, that key word, how many more, tells me that this is subtraction. So, I'm going to take how many fish are striped minus the fish that are not striped, and 12 minus 3 is 9. And so my answer is 9 fish. I know that I had to do subtraction because I wanted to figure out how many more fish are there in here. I've got 3 fish that are not striped. So I'm going to take off 3 of my striped fish to kind of make it equal. So now those are gone. And what is left is my answer. So 9 fish. Okay, so here's my next problem. There are 5 sheep, 3 goats, and some rabbits. I don't know how many, but there's some in a petting zoo. Altogether, there are 15 animals in the petting zoo. How many rabbits are there? Oh, and this is supposed to be a question mark, my bad. Asking me, how many rabbits are there? So let's look at this. What do we know? What do we need to know? What kind of picture can we draw, right? Okay, so I know that there's 5 sheep, I know that there's 3 goats, and I know that there's 15 animals in all. Some of those animals are rabbits. I don't know how many yet. So I'm going to draw this. There's 15 animals in all, so I'm going to draw 15 animals, right? So these circles are going to represent my 15 animals. Now I have to label 5 of them are sheep, 3 of them are rabbits, and the rest must be, 3 of them are goats, and the rest must be rabbits. So let's do that. So I labeled 5 of my animals with an S for sheep, 3 of them with a G for goats. That means the rest of my animals are rabbits. So just with the picture, we have figured out our answer, right? But let's do the equation, just so we know what we did. What did we do? Well, first we had to get our total, so we drew 15 animals. Then we had to take away the animals that we knew, right? We had to take away sheep and goat. So the sheep were 5, so 15 minus 5 equals 10. Then out of those 10, we then did the goats. 10 minus 3, because there's 3 goats, 10 minus 3 is 7. So we know that there are 7 rabbits in this petting zoo. Let's check with our picture. Is our answer 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are correct, so we can now say 7 rabbits. And that's how you do two-step word problems. Read it, figure out what it's saying, draw a picture, do your equations, solve it, check it, and you're good. Okay? Really simple. Okay, now let's move on to, is it reasonable? Remember how we did these when we were learning about rounding? Well, they're coming back and they're now with two-step word problems. So let's tackle this one. Here we go. Jake is saving money for a bike that costs $187. He saved $55 in April and $44 in May. How much more money does he need? Now, they're saying he needs 88. Let's see if that's a reasonable answer, okay? First, what is this asking us? What do we know? What do we still have to figure out? Well, I know he has a total. He's got $187 that he has to get to. That's the goal. I know that he's saved 55 and he has saved 44. So, in order to figure out how much more he needs, I have to know how much total he has so far. So let's add 55 plus 44 to figure out how many dollars he's saved so far. Here we go. Okay, we know how to add, so here we are. 55 plus 44. Remember to stack up your numbers, makes it way easier. 5 plus 4 is 9, so I don't need to make any new 10s. And 5 plus 4 is 9. So I know that so far he's made $99. That was my very first step. Because this is a two-step word problem, we have to figure out the next step. So what do I do now? I have to know how much more does he need? How much more? That sounds like a clue for subtraction. So I'm going to take my total. This is the second step. Because I can't subtract 187 from 99, I know that I have to start with 187 up top. Minus 99 is going to give me my answer. So let's see if they are reasonable. 7 minus 9. I can't do that, so I'm going to go for my 8, steal a 10. Sorry, 8, you're now a 7. But, lucky 7, you're now a 17. Woo! 17 minus 9 is 8. Oh, I can't take 9 away from 7. So, gotta go to my 100. Sorry, 100. You're now nothing. But lucky 70, you're now 170. And we know 17 again minus 9 is 8. So, we got our answer is 88. Are they reasonable? Of course they're reasonable. That's the exact right answer. So we would say yes. Let's do one more and then you can move on to your Think Central, okay? Okay, last problem. Is it reasonable? Here we go. Barry strings beads. He had 54 beads on a string, then took off 29 of them. He then took off 5 more. Sorry, that's supposed to say off, not of. Let me just fix that. There we go. How many beads are on the string now? Now they're saying 35 beads. Let's see if that is a reasonable answer. So first, what are we doing? He had 54 beads. He took off 29. Took off sounds like subtraction to me, so let's do some subtraction. Stack up your numbers. So I've got 54 minus 29. Can I take 9 things away from 4 things? Nope, there's not enough to take away, so I gotta go to my tens. Sorry, 50, you're now a 40. But lucky 4, you're now 14. And 14 minus 9 is 3. Or sorry, 5, not 3. Okay, and can I take 2 away from 4? Yes, 1, 2. I have 2 left. Okay, now I've used this number and I took off 29. He then took off 5 more. So I gotta take my answer from step 1 because that answer is always gonna be in step 2. I'm gonna take that, take off 5 more. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus nothing is 2. So we got 20. Is that reasonable with 35? Probably not, no. It's way too far away from 35 to be reasonable, right? That's 15 whole beads that they made a mistake on. So that is not reasonable. The answer is 20 and 35 is not close to that. Okay, you can go on and Think Central, do your best. Let me know if you have any questions, email me, we can do a Google Meet if you'd like, anything like that. Okay, remember, you are somebody, you were somebody when you came, you'll be a better somebody when you leave. Learning every day. Love you guys. Oh, sorry, I tried to stop it.